course, once the treasury goes live and once we get activity for proposals, I actually assume that a lot of individuals and teams are silently already preparing their um, grant applications in advance, basically in the hope of soon to be funded. So I think this will be a quite crucial time for the Treasury when it's established to get into a mood and get into a working condition. So I think we can basically, if it's decided, we can basically also focus a little bit, maybe focus in the meetings a bit on talking about how it works, if we can help improving things like this. So I'm looking forward to see the first flow of proposals coming in and the first experience of the grant reviewers handling those things. I think this will be quite crucial. Um, Another thing that I'm just if I'm doing an outlook over the next couple of months, basically is as soon as we will have smart contract solutions, it might be interesting to explore more governance stuff. And I already talked to JD a little bit about this. I would basically hope that we find or that we can enable a community initiative to create a proper kind of governance dashboard. So actually all projects or communities have something similar, usually built by the community, where you have basically one point of information where you find everything related to governance, all proposals, where you basically usually you can connect your wallet, you can vote through this site directly on ongoing proposals and things like this. You have a lot of analytics, which wallets have voted, how many percentage, things like this. So there are a lot of good examples out there, and I would basically hope that we can, if the treasury is there, and if we would find a team that would be willing and able, or a couple of community devs to build such a website dashboard thing, that the treasury could fund this and we could together basically outline and script what this dashboard should do and basically develop this. I mean, I'm not a dev. Most people here are not devs. We can't build it ourselves, but we can think about and design the functionalities and the capabilities of such a governance dashboard system and analytics that we would be interested to see and things like this. I think this would be a nice project. Once the treasury is there and we could fund such a thing to really work on establishing something like this, because it's first of all interesting for the community to really see what's going on. So I think basically every community should have something like this, and why not start thinking about and sketching out an idea how we could build something like this. Yeah, this would be my Laura?
I just wanted this. So then we would start, like, how we would really do this, starting with the brainstorm session. What could this system involve? And then, like,
What I could do is basically I could introduce a couple of already existing solutions. So I have quite looked into some of them. There are ones in Ethereum, of course, that of course they show all kind of DAO and governance related stuff, but also some projects like MakerDAO. MakerDAO has an amazing set. They have even several different community driven governance dashboards. And I could, first of all, do an introduction what those things are doing. I also am in contact with basically the person or the team that has built the MakerDAO governance dashboard. So potentially I could even get somebody from them jumping in a call and explaining a little bit how they did it and what their focus was and what their metrics have been. So this, of course, basically usually involves smart contracts. But we can see if when we do it, maybe we'll find a team, or maybe it's Sooniverse, or we have a couple of good dev teams that might have some ideas. So this basically, first what we need is have the potential of funding. Yeah, so if the Treasury and the Growth Committee get not voted in, we won't have a governance dashboard because there will be not no funding available to pay devs to do that. But once we would have a decision that funding is there, or potential funding, we could then really work on making a concept, even write a proposal about it, then, and basically propose this to the community treasury to build this. Yeah, that's basically would be a nice project as soon as we have clarity that we have funding available.
Yeah, it might be good to get some of those links to kind of see
Yeah.
how other people are doing it.
I can do
I'm
that.
looking at
I can drop.
one of
I'll collect some tomorrow. I have them all in my link archive somewhere. I'll drop some that I really like. Like I said, MakerDAO. Then there is broad. There's some DeFi related things. There's some newer ones also coming up. Nia has a good one, um, and I'll drop them so that everybody can have a view and get an idea what I mean with this. Um, yeah, and with the capabilities now that we have with governance, with deep links and things like this, you can really build something that basically displays stuff and basically lets you click on a deep link, opens Firefly, and you can directly vote through such a dashboard. We could potentially maybe even implement it in the governance forum or so, or port governance forum information into this dashboard so that the proposals are displayed there and things like this. So there's a lot of options, I think. Yeah. This would be one nice little project that we could do together if we like, if we wish. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
and
that's
Philo, on if the vote happens, is the growth committee, let's just say that gets approved as well.
yeah.
Um, is that looking to kick off too fairly quick after the
Ab-
vote?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
I just had, yes, no, 2 days ago I had a call with Anya. We are currently creating it's called reglements. So basically this is like a little write-up and of statutes for the TIA Ecosystem Association that basically defines what these committees will do, or the growth committee will do, and also for the time that the community treasury will be under the umbrella of the TEA potentially for a couple of weeks or until the Marshall Island solution is ready. We are drafting out those things already. We are preparing the contracts already. So basically, I would hope that we can basically once we have a final decision the day after, the committee members can sign their agreements and officially start to do things. Yeah, so my goal will always be to have funding available as soon as possible and get things in operational status as soon as possible. And so we are preparing what we can for that in the moment.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. These are basically the things that we can do, and the rest is hoping that the community will support those things. Yeah, um, we might think about also to do a little bit outreach, but I'm sure Linus was here. I'm sure the content creator DAO will make a little bit noise around the vote to make the community aware of these opportunities. I know Isaos, he's doing some infographics and things like this. Um, Potentially we could, I mean, there will be a blog article, of course, from the IOTA Foundation announcing and explaining all those upcoming votes. I'm writing, or I have already written this article, so this will be coming out from the foundation. We will do, of course, some Twitter outreach to make the community aware of this upcoming vote. Um, Maybe if some of you or the content creator DAO, or I don't know, Werner, you thought about writing something, the more material and the more stuff we can put out there for the community to get the information, the better it is. Because we need high participation and hopefully support for those ideas out of the community. So yeah, whoever has some ideas and wants to create something, go for it, or check up with me if we need some help from our comms team or something. We can arrange, potentially arrange something. Yeah, so that's the more we create some noise around this event, the better it is. Yeah, but first get the wallet ready, and then yeah. Oh, that's
Nice.
basically what I could say. One thing that is a little bit, not sad, but I assume, or we should not assume that Ledger will be ready. So I mean, we don't know. We absolutely get not much information from Ledger. So it could be that next week they are finished with their review and everything is, but we have no deeper knowledge how they are in their schedule. So if we are lucky, we have Ledger for voting. If not, we have to live with people that don't want to use the experimental features in Ledger, will not be able to access their Shimmer tokens yet. Sad, but I would not postpone anything because waiting for Ledger, this can be a week, this can be 2 months. We just don't know it. Yeah. So that's the only sad thing about that. That not everybody potentially will be able to vote. I mean, potentially they will. I mean, I'm using my Ledger, so that's everybody's personal decision if they are okay with using this experimental version of Ledger for accessing their Shimmer tokens. So we can't force it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, what to do. Yeah, but I just wouldn't wait. I think currently we have 70% of tokens, or nearly, I haven't checked. Has anybody checked how many percentage we have migrated or we have accessed? Wait. Explorer. We have currently where is it? Ah, yeah. So nearly 64% of the Shimmer tokens are claimed. That's actually pretty good. This also means because a huge amount of Shimmer tokens are sitting in Bitpanda. Don't know how much, but I think Bitpanda has nearly 8% of the tokens or something like this. So basically, from the available tokens, we are maybe over 70% claimed. So that's not much people that are waiting for full Ledger support. So I think that's not a big issue for us to, I mean, nearly 70% of tokens available out there. That's pretty nice. Yeah. Good. What else? Anybody of you has any questions, any suggestions, anything around governance?
I was looking through the Treasury framework and trying to kind of go through a process flow on it. And so right now we have the Gnosis multi-signature, and we're just designating 3 out of 5 signatures.
Yeah.
3 out of 5 committee members. Is that, like, I guess, just trying to figure that process out. It seems a little bit vague in a sense. Is that like, when a project's ready to be funded, basically just any 3 committee members would then go and do that, or
Basically, it's Gnosis is doing this really nice. Basically, there is so these 5 signers, any one of them can initiate a transaction. So basically, let's say the committee has decided, yes, we are funding project XY. Then there will be basically, I mean, somebody will need to do a little bit of an accounting keeping. Yeah, so you have to have a
Right.
bookkeeping going on. But then basically there will be payout for milestone 1 is due now. Then basically any one of those 5 members can initiate the payout. Basically take the address of the receiver, put in the amount, and do the first signature, and then actually inform the rest of the committee that more signatures are due. Yeah, and then if 2 more of the signers log into their Gnosis safe and sign this transaction, as soon as the third one has signed, the funds will be transferred. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I took Asa's maybe I'll put it in the chat here. I took Asa's flow sheet that she did that one time,
yeah,
and then kind of made one for the treasury, such as something content we could throw out. I don't if maybe people want to look at it. And it's all, just to get some
yeah.
content. Yeah, and then I kind of
Cool.
put like down on the 4th page, like program lead
Yeah.
designate a grant payment is ready to be processed within the treasury expense sheet and Airtable as pending when process mark is complete. And then I guess any 3 signatures, we can kind of put that in there. But if maybe people want to look at it, talking about content that
Nice.
we could put out when it gets
Yeah.
close.
That's good actually. That looks nice. Yeah. Yeah, we can.
I mean,
We
it's
can. Can you post it in the general in the governance channel, so that
Mhm.
everybody we can have a look, and if somebody finds something that sounds or looks strange,
better.
everybody can just give a heads up, and you could adjust it or
Yeah,
correct it. Yeah.
I'll put it in the treasury channel. Uh, yeah. Alrighty. Cool. It is
Cool.
up there, so if anyone
Yeah,
wants
that's
to
nice.
take a look.
Yeah. Yeah, these are things then that's nice. It's also not, I mean, it's of course a bit long and big text, but still you can share this stuff like this on socials. Yeah, you can share it on Twitter, can share it in the Discord. People have question, you basically link this stuff. It looks nice and it explains how the flows are planned to be handled. So that's a good idea. Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. Elsewhere, like I said, the wait is coming closer to an end, hopefully. Basically, I really like what Firefly has built. It's pretty cool voting functionality. Also compared to other um, look, I mean, I haven't seen yet other voting systems where you basically can adjust your voting power. Yeah, so whatever you do, if you use snapshot or stuff like this, you always vote with your full balance. Yeah, of course in snapshot the tokens are not locked because it's not really on-chain stuff, but in Near or in Cardano or something, you usually have not such a flexibility to change and adjust things like you have it in Firefly. That's pretty neat what we have built. Again, yeah, it took some time, but whatever Firefly is putting out is actually quite good and quite nice and well done. So it's pretty cool. And also, I'm really looking forward to see once we get the first communities using the custom proposal functionality. That will likely be some fun. Yep.
Oh, I was talking to Adam last night, and Adam Unchained from Sooniverse, and we have always talked about, let's say someone completes a proposal successfully, what kind of NFT kind of badge system they can have, and I think one of the always the potential issues with that would be like, because you're kind of creating a reputation badge, is that person could then give that to someone else.
Yeah.
And Adam said that what they're doing and what he's working on is you time lock the NFT. So
Exactly.
you can, and
You can
hence
time lock
the
them. You
issue
can
behind it.
basically can build soul-bound NFTs with this. You put a time lock of
Yeah.
50 years or something, and then basically
Right.
you have this NFT belonging to you, or basically add your reputation, because the interesting feature with these NFTs that they can act as wallet is that you can drop, you have an NFT and then you can drop tokens into it. Yeah. So, and you can say, okay, this is a reputation token for participating in governance vote number 1, governance vote number 2. For every vote, you get a specific token that you drop into this NFT. And so you could build a reputation system around that. And I think this is what they are actually doing. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, what I think we could do with the Treasury is say, hey, you've completed a proposal successfully,
Yeah.
so that team or that individual can come back. And now if they submit another proposal, they could even submit that they have a reputation badge. And the committee then knows, hey, not only have they, completed a project successfully, but they didn't take the money and run. They didn't scam the treasury, et cetera, et cetera. And then, the more proposals they complete, the more reputation they get. And,
Yeah.
again, if someone starts like with a lower amount of funding and then they can come back, show they have good reputation, get a little bit, apply for a little bit higher funding, etc. Which seems like pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's
And then
definitely interesting. Yeah.
I was thinking, Philo, if you have any examples of bounty programs, I'd be interested to see how that's kind of workflow on that. I mean, it's like,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, because I
there are
guess
a lot
in
of
my
good
mind,
ones.
if you put a bounty up, can multiple people try to complete it, or
Yeah.
someone sort of grabs it and says, "Hey, I'm going to run with this"?
There are different systems out there. So Gitcoin is, of course, I assume I would always first look at Gitcoin. Is definitely the biggest and most used ones. So in Gitcoin, basically, you can apply for. So basically, you solve a bounty, and then you apply with your solution, and you get a reward that is distinguished by the Gitcoin DAO community. So basically, people vote and donate tokens for these bounties. The thing is, you cannot be sure how much you actually will get for solving the bounty, because they have these funding rounds, and so basically you are doing bounties, submitting your solution that you have solved it, and then hope that the community likes what you have done and gives quite a huge amount of donations to you for solving this problem. So the more important a task is that you are doing for the community, likely the more the reward will be that you receive, but you don't know it before. And other systems, of course, if you have a bounty program from a project like, I don't know, NIA or Polygon or something, there's clear, okay, there's a task, there's an issue in the code to solve, and you will get $5,000 if you solve that. And then you basically apply that you want to solve it. Likely there will be somebody checking that you are capable of doing it, and then they will kind of take this bounty from the table and let you do it. If you don't solve it, they'll put it back and you don't get the money. Yeah, so there are different systems out there, but Gitcoin is quite interesting how they do it, because many communities use Gitcoin, and the system is quite developed. Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yep. Good. So, what else? Werner had left already. So, I mean, if we don't have anything more to do, we don't need to hang on as long. For me, it's either late. I'm also a little bit sick. So, let's hope that we get a new Firefly release and we can do some extensive testing over the weekend and don't find any new bugs, this would mean that basically, hopefully next week, we get a beta, and then things get hot. So towards end of December, end of February, I assume we are already in the voting phase, and beginning of March we could have a result. So pretty cool that we finally arrive somewhere. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's from my side. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Like I said, a little bit low waiting time in governance at the moment, but things will get fancy again once we have the vote going on and we have a decision. Until then, have a nice day, have a nice evening, and see you next Thursday for another meeting. Bye bye.
Bye bye.